Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. This is my official list for the top 10 best series of 2023. This is just my opinion. I'm not saying this is a fact. I'm not saying this is objective. It's just my opinion based on the shows that I watched. And also, if you're wondering why a few shows aren't on here, I did not get around to seeing every series that came out this year. Two of the big ones, especially being Succession Season 4 and One Piece on Netflix. I know those were major popular series and everyone said they're great and they've been on tons of people's lists, but I have not seen them. And so yeah, if you're wondering why they're not here, it's because I didn't get around to seeing them. I do plan to at some point, but yeah, I guess I just missed out. So let's get on to the first one. Coming in at 10th place is The Curse, which is a show that's actually still running. It hasn't had its finale yet, but at this point, I'm loving this show. I think it's so smart and so brilliant. The dialogue is so clever, and you know, as I've said in my reviews of the show, which I'm currently reviewing on the channel, it's the most uncomfortable TV show I've ever watched. The dialogue and awkwardness is just so on point that it makes it hard to watch at points. It makes me feel physically ill. And so for that reason, I would say that it's one of the best series of the year. It's so just brilliantly written. It's so amazingly acted by Nathan Fielder and Emma Stone, especially. I'm not seeing a lot of people talk about this show, and it really saddens me because it's really great. And there's some fantastic actors in here. You have a great cast: Nathan Fielder, Emma Stone, and Benny Safdie, who is also a creator of the show. I think Nathan Fielder is also the creator, right? So yeah, it's a great show. If you have not seen it, go check it out. I think they just had their 8th episode come out, which I still haven't watched. It's gonna be 10 episodes, but yeah, the show is still running. So go binge all the episodes before the finale comes out. And yeah, so that's my number 10 show of 2023. Coming in at 9th place is a show that came out quite early in the year, which I actually only binged, I think, a few months ago, like back in September or something. And wow, it was such a fun binge. This show was just so great to watch. I really loved it. I think Dominique Fishback, she hasn't been in like too much other stuff. This is a breakout performance. She does so many fantastic things. The show's so funny, but also in like, it also has different aspects of where it could be really depressing and really sad, but also so funny and so creepy at some points. And yeah, it's just, it was a really enjoyable watch. It's such a good commentary as well on like a stan culture and how people worship celebrities and things like that. And I really love that. It was created by Donald Glover. I believe he's the creator of it, right? Or he was heavily involved with the show. I'm not sure if he was the creator or what his exact credit was, but he was heavily involved. And so that should tell you all you need to know about the show. It was so great. I actually think I want to watch it again at some point because I really had such a great time with it. The visuals are fantastic. The acting is fantastic. One thing I will say is that I wish we got a little bit more Chloe Bailey, because if you have not seen the show, spoilers, she does die very early in the season. So yeah, Swarm is on Amazon Prime now. Go check it out if you haven't. It's a fantastic show. So go check it out. Coming in at number 8 is Love and Death on HBO Max. It came out a little bit earlier in the year, I think. I reviewed the entire show on my channel, so if you have not seen those reviews, go check them out. And yeah, the show stars Elizabeth Olsen and Jesse Plemons, and it basically tells the true story of Candy Montgomery and, you know, how she murdered Betty Gore. And it's a very dark show, I guess, but it's also got a tone of comedy, which I really liked. You may be wondering, the same show did come out like a year ago called Candy, which is based on the same story. I didn't check that out because I was very excited to watch this. And I loved this show. I thought Elizabeth Olsen's performance was so fantastic. And the fact that she wasn't even nominated for an Emmy for this was such a shame, because she really is fantastic in this show. She makes the whole thing. It was so fun to watch. I loved the atmosphere in the 70s. And I also loved how it was a commentary on what life was like for people in the 70s, especially women. How, you know, once they have the kids, they have the house, they have the husband, then what? You know, life sort of fizzles out, I guess, and it's sort of, I guess, a story about wanting and passion, and I really liked that. So yeah, Love and Death is a great show. It's on HBO Max. Go check it out now. It's got great performances, and it's very exciting and fun to watch, so go check it out. Coming in 7th place is Loki Season 2. Now, I loved this show. I loved Season 2, even though it's not quite as grand as Season 1, some might say, I would even say. But the show was still great. It came back. It felt like we never left, you know? The world was so immediate. We picked up back right where we left off, and it was just so fun to watch Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston's dynamic. They honestly make this show. They are so fantastic together, and they are the reason why it was so enjoyable to watch. But also, the plot was very, very cool. It was very well thought out, very particular, very like every detail was plotted out in a very specific way, and I loved that. I loved the whole full circle thing. I thought it was fantastic, as well as the visuals. Everything was great, right? I really loved this season. Even though Jonathan Majors may have an overlooming shadow on the show, that doesn't take away from the greatness of what season 2 was. So yeah, Loki season 2, it's on Disney Plus now. Go check it out. It's fantastic. In 6th place, we have Pokerface, which is streaming on Peacock. It stars Natasha Lyonne, and it was created by Rian Johnson, the director of Knives Out and Glass Onion. This is like a murder mystery type of show, but also not really a murder mystery. It's more of like a reverse murder mystery. It's sort of figuring out how the detective, I guess, in this case, Natasha Lyonne's character, caught the murderer. I mean, we see the murder happen in the beginning of every episode, but I guess the mystery is how she catches the murderer, right? And it's sort of an anthology series, but it follows the same character and does have a storyline thread following throughout the whole season. I loved this show. I thought it was fantastic. Every episode was so exciting. Some were better than others, I admit. I did review the whole show on my channel, so go check it out if you haven't. But it was really so entertaining. Natasha Lyonne is fantastic. I think she was nominated for a Golden Globe. The show has so many amazing guest stars. Every mystery was so well thought out as well, and it's just so entertaining to watch unfold. And so I loved that. It was such a great like mystery of the week type of show. It was a great time, and I can't wait for season 2. It was renewed for a second season, and so when that comes out, it's going to be great. Pokerface, it was fantastic. It's on Peacock now. Go check it out if you haven't. It's a great show. In 5th place, we have The Fall of the House of Usher. This is Mike Flanagan's last show that he's doing for Netflix. And, you know, Mike Flanagan, a lot of people say he's hit or miss, right? Like, he did things like Haunting of Hill House, Bly Manor, Midnight Mass, Midnight Club. I have only seen this and Midnight Mass, and I think both of these are fantastic. The Fall of the House of Usher is a fantastic show. It was just so fun to watch. It was such a great binge. I mean, I wonder how the show would have done if it was released weekly, but it was such a great binge. The mystery of it, the gothic sort of dark elements were so fantastic. The acting was great. I love how Mike Flanagan not reuses, but likes to use the same actors in his projects. It creates like a whole Mike Flanagan universe, which I really love. I love the story of like wealth and taking down privilege and sort of paying for your mistakes of your past. I really love that. It was fantastic. It really was. I loved seeing all the unique ways that the children, you know, spoilers, end up dying and how it relates to their specific characters. I just thought that was fantastic. Again, it was just such a great horror show that not a lot of people talked about. It came out around October, and yeah, it was just so fun to watch. It really was great. And it's just a shame that it didn't materialize in the way that I would have hoped, in, you know, the fact of viewership and popularity, but nonetheless, it was a fantastic show. Go check it out if you have not already. Coming in at 4th place is Yellow Jackets Season 2. Season 2 was so amazing, and it was really great to just come back to this world and come back to these characters and explore them in more depth. I loved seeing more of the stuff that happened in the past, like in the woods with the girls, and exploring that mystery and, you know, trying to determine, does the woods have a supernatural element, or is it just all in their heads, and is it collective trauma? It's really something I love exploring in this show. And also, it was great to see adult versions of some of the other teenagers who were stranded, like Van. We got to see the adult version of Lottie, and I really just loved exploring more of these characters, and I just thought it was so great, and I really did love it. Although I would say the addition of Elijah Wood, I wish he had more to do, because he's a really great actor, and he sort of felt like he was really in the background. And that ending, by the way, was so tragic. So yeah, Yellow Jacket Season 2 was fantastic. I can't wait for this show to return for a 3rd season. Go check it out. In 3rd place, we have Jury Duty. Now, this came out of nowhere, and I think everybody collectively loved this show so much. It's so fantastic. The basic premise of it is there's all these people have been selected for jury duty, but all of them are actors except for one guy, and they're creating this entire fake court case. And it was so funny to watch. It really was. James Marsden is fantastic in this show, but also the main guy, Ron, I think his name is, was also so great. And to watch him like actually be a good person, like a genuine person. And because he doesn't know any of this is fake, like he thinks this is all real, and just to watch him be so genuine was just so heartwarming, and it really was fantastic. I loved the moment when they all told him that everything was fake. It was just fantastic. I think they're gonna do a season 2. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but I really can't wait for this show to return in whatever form that takes. It was so fantastic. James Marsden was so funny. There were just so many comedic bits in this show, and it was really great, and it was a really heartwarming story too. So yeah, Jury Duty really came out of nowhere and surprised pretty much everyone. So go check it out. It's on Amazon Prime, I think, right now. That's at least where I watched it. So yeah, go check it out. It's amazing. In second place, we have The Last of Us. Now, this show was fantastic. It really was. I hadn't played the games before the show came out, or really known much about this this franchise or this IP. But by the time the third episode came out, I'd already completed the first game, and before the entire show finished, I'd completed the second game too. That's how much I fell in love with this show. The first episode alone is honestly just so amazing. I go back and rewatch that first episode quite a bit, because it truly is amazing. I think it's like my favorite episode of the whole series, but that's not even like a knock against the entire series, because the entire series is great. I just love this show so much. It's one of the best adaptations of a video game I've ever seen. Everybody is so true to their character. Ellie is fantastic. Bella Ramsey does such a great job of portraying Ellie. It's really fantastic. I know they have their haters, but that's just, you got to ignore that, because their performance is fantastic as Ellie. Pedro Pascal is an amazing Joel, even if his accent does dip in and out every now and then. But he's a fantastic Joel. He plays that character type so well that it's really going to be fantastic to see what he does with it in season 2. But yeah, this show really had me on the edge of my seat the entire time. It was just so entertaining and so well done and so emotional too. Like, at the core of it, it's not about the zombies, it's about the people, and that's what I really loved. Yeah, everything was fantastic. Episode 8 is amazing. I mean, episode 3, I could go on. Every episode is amazing in its own way, but yeah, this show really was something special, and I can't wait for season 2. It looks like it's a long ways off at this point, but I think season 2 will be great, and I cannot wait. This show, oh, it's so good. I'm gonna go back and rewatch the whole thing again, because it was just done so well, and what a great time to be alive when The Last of Us was airing. Like, really, what a great show. So yeah, if you have not already, go check it out. It's incredible. Taking my number 1 spot of the best series of 2023 has to go to Beef, no questions asked. This show, I rewatched it 3 times since it came out. It is brilliant. I loved this show so much, and I'm so sad that it's not getting a season 2. I mean, it's labeled as a limited series. Some of the creators have come out and said they might do a season 2, but at this point it's labeled as a limited series, and yeah, it's just terrific. The performances from Steven Yeun and Ali Wong are just amazing. It's so entertaining, it really is. And that ending, that second to last episode especially, I mean, a lot of people say it sort of fell off a cliff in the last episode, but I wouldn't say that. I thought the last episode was fitting, and I really enjoyed it. But yeah, the whole thing, exploring these 2 characters, exploring their relationships with everybody around them, and, you know, their deep-seated rage that's just boiling underneath is just so amazing to watch, so delightful to watch. And yeah, that second to last episode was one of the most crazy episodes of TV I've ever watched, because it was just so unexpected. I did not expect that to happen, and I loved it. I honestly cannot wait for this crew to move on to Thunderbolts in the MCU, which is what they're doing next. They've basically taken the entire crew and actors from this show to Thunderbolts, which is just going to be fantastic in the MCU. So I can't wait for that. Beef is incredible. Go watch it if you have not already. And yeah, so that is my best of list for 2023 in the way of series. I got some pretty good series on here, I think. But yeah, that's my list. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Did you enjoy this video? Let me know your thoughts on the list. Do you agree with my list? Do you not? Let me know your own lists as well. I'm curious to know what series you guys loved, so I can see if there's any I want to check out that I maybe missed out on. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.